On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
If couples have updates about how their relationship is going, and if so, how often? Let me start with you, Courtney.
Yes, I think that's a big part of communications. When you're with someone, you need to ask them, am I do the things that I'm doing with you, for you, to you? Do you like it? Is it something that, am I making you happy? And it should be reciprocated. I think updates and, asking your partner, is everything okay? Are we okay? So anything or nothing gets misconstrued. So I definitely think you do need to update. You do need to talk to each other to make sure that you guys are on the same page. And, what do you want to do within the next year, within the next 5 years? And check in. Yes, we had these goals as a couple. Where are you at? Let's make sure that we get to where we want to meet at our benchmark. So I think it's important. Well, it's time to go. Let's work on another play.
Right.
But you're right, King, but see, Courtney justified it. Like, you see what I'm saying? But you know why you justified it? You know why you justified it?
Steph Curry.
That's exactly it. 1000% correct.
Ooh la la. I hear you, but I'm sticking to my.
No, but you know what it is. You know what it is people have favorites in this world, and people like certain people. Certain people walk in the room and you just like them, so it's confidence. And then certain people that walk in the room, you just can't stand who they are. You don't even know them, and so no matter what they say, they're arrogant. So that's on you. That's on you until you get to know a person. You got to know a person and see what they could do for you in your life before you could call them arrogant and confident. But confident and arrogant cannot coexist in a room to me. Confident is being graceful and tactful and sure of who you are and what you do, to the point that you don't have to put someone down. Arrogant, unfortunately, it has this negative connotation where even though you don't mean to put someone down, you do anyways, right? And so you have to know how to talk to your audience. If I'm in a room full of dudes that just came from jail, I'm not going to say, bring out the sage. I don't want to have this energy around me. Because and you know what? No, but be honest, but Antoine didn't mean nothing wrong about that. He's right. He's a big believer of energy and words around him, right? But that person that was incarcerated is gonna be like, yo, why are you making me feel bad? You an elitist. You arrogant. And he don't mean to. He don't know any better.
Hey, King, let me see that sage dance again. You just did. Let me see that sage dance.
I like this.
Why do you do it all like that? It was very.
He hit that nay on him. King, let me ask you something, King. Do you think? So I brought up Dame Dash and Kanye earlier. I think Dame
like
Dash,
this guy so much.
I think Dame Dash is a brilliant businessman. Do you think he's arrogant or confident?
At one point, he was really, really, really arrogant. You have videotapes of him, and I love Dame Dash. But he was very arrogant. But he would treat anybody that wasn't part of his inner circle like crap to get the results he wanted. And that's not leadership. You want to.
That's fair.
You want to. It's like cologne. We're familiar with cheap cologne, expensive cologne, right, Anton? Expensive cologne is Le Labo, Mimo, Bar Number 9, right? Just to name a few. Putting y'all on. And the cheap colognes is like the Tommy Hilfigers, the polos and shit. But you know the difference. One is loud when you first get close. Like, what is this? Right? And the other one, when we have a man with a good cologne, you get up close and it's like, yo, it's not in your face. It smells good, right? So I
thought you were about to say cool waters. You're gonna say some.
No, I don't. I said
mid-range.
I said stuff they need to go and write down and go and purchase it. It might save their life one day. So let me say it again: Le Labo, Bar Number 9, and Mimo. When you get those stuff, please come and holler at me. But just honestly speaking, we got to be a little bit really, when we talk to people, try to understand where they're coming from and be graceful and tactful, but be sure of yourself. That's being a real leader, right? Now, if you don't want to be a leader of all the people and you want to just lead a certain group of people, I respect that. But if you want to be a leader, please be tactful in your approach to who you talk to and how you talk to them.
I don't know about that. That don't necessarily mean anything. It's a lot of people that's tactful. It's a lot of politicians that's tactful, but they're not great leaders at all. But Rilla, I'm sorry.
You're right. They're not. Politicians.
Rilla, I do got a question for you though, Rilla. Because the thing that I look at Dame Dash as is that he's so polarizing that the people that actually rock with him and believe what it is that he's saying and they agree with him, they just say that people that call him arrogant don't know what the heck that they talking about, and they've never just seen a strong man that stand on his principles. And then the people that don't rock with him label him as arrogant because they don't like what he says or whatever, so on and so forth. So do you think that it just depends on the side of the fence that you want as far as whether or not you rock with him or not and how he's labeled? Because I often say at times that arrogance is the plight of the person of the viewer. It's the observer, that's their problem that they have to deal with. Whereas the person that's actually the one that's delivering or working or the most visible person, that's not really their problem. That's not something that they worry about. They don't worry too much about what everybody else is talking about. They too busy focused on doing the work or getting whatever the results are. What are your views?
So when it comes to Dame Dash in particular, man, I think he's brash in his approach, but I think he gets mislabeled. I don't think he's arrogant at all. I think he's confident. I mean, again, we're talking about somebody that's put in the work and he's delivered results, and he continues to put in the work and continues. I mean, maybe not on the same scale where it's visible to us and we celebrate him, but I mean, look at his lineage and what he's been able to produce. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I think he's tempered a little bit more now, but I think people have mislabeled Dame Dash for years, man. I don't think he's arrogant. My opinion, I don't think he's arrogant at all. I think he's brash and cocky, but I also think he's confident based on his abilities and what he's been able to produce and the results that he's been able to produce.
I got you.
That's great talk. Great talk. Just tuning in. Welcome to Lapeef Let's Talk. It's the greatest show ever. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Also, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Thanks for all the super chats that's been coming in. We really appreciate it. Moving on to our next topic, which is should couples have updates about how their relationship is going? And if so, how often? Should couples have updates about how their relationship is going? And if so, how often? Let me start with you, Courtney.
Yes. I think that's a big part of communication. When you're with someone, you need to ask them, am I do the things that I'm doing with you, for you, to you? Do you like it? Is it something that, am I making you happy? And it should be reciprocated. I think updates and, asking your partner, is everything okay? Are we okay? So anything or nothing gets misconstrued. So I definitely think you do need to update. You do need to talk to each other to make sure that you guys are on the same page. And, what do you want to do within the next year, within the next 5 years? And check in. Yes, we had these goals as a couple. Where are you at? Let's make sure that we get to where we want to meet at our benchmark. So I think it's important.